I want to begin today by briefly talking about not just our city, but cities in general. Throughout each city's development, there are predictable cycles of ups and downs. Minor blips on the screen that come and go and are not historically significant, nor are they remembered over the long term. Then there are major events, critical times in the city's evolution that have profound and significant impacts, both in the short and long term, and are most certainly remembered. These events can be good, bad, expected, or unexpected. But what matters most in that defining moment is how a city responds. What they do and how they do it is what defines a city. It's what shapes its character. It's what sets them apart. Some curl up and bury their heads as if wishing the problem away will solve it. Others plan ahead, tackling change as opportunity and meeting challenge with eager anticipation. They ask the difficult questions and they make the hard decisions. And they prepare to do whatever is needed to advance, to survive. This is where cities differ, in their ability to respond and in the nature of their response. Think back just a few years ago to the most severe global economic crisis of our times. Windsor's response to the crisis, our response, was very different. We didn't curl up and bury our heads. We didn't wait and hope for it to pass us by. We stared it down. We met it head on and we saw it for what it was, an opportunity. An opportunity to redefine who we are, what we are, as a city and as a region. An opportunity to turn things around, to reposition our city. To reposition our city as a city with a new offering, a new identity, a new purpose, a new sense of pride. And as a community, we strategically and deliberately took on the recession as our opportunity to reestablish and to reemerge, positioned for the new post-recession reality. And today, here we are. A community that came together, that stood together, and despite all odds, we moved our city forward together. And we have begun to turn the corner. Today, Windsor is repositioned. The state of our city is stronger, and we are ready. And our ability to meet the economic crisis head-on was a direct result of the work that we had already undertaken to get our financial house in order. 10 years ago, we began the hard work of resizing our city government and its refinances, to budget within our means to run the city better, while simultaneously delivering better service. We began to run the city like a business. We carefully examined our services, our costs, to ensure that we were delivering value to you, our customers, our owners. And our goal was simple: develop a sustainable, predictable budget that lined up our expenses with the dollars available today. Not tomorrow, not later, but the dollars available today. Simple in business, unheard of in government. And our plan was rooted in one unshakable principle: to be balanced and responsible in our delivery of services while providing you the best value for your dollar. And one other thing: hold the line on taxes. Next week, City Council will be deliberating on the 2014 budget and a 6th consecutive tax freeze, which would be the 7th in the last 9 years. In fact, over the last 6 years, we've reduced taxes by 0.3%. Today, an average homeowner pays $2,600 in taxes, the same they paid in 2008. Now, there are those who've said that holding the lines on taxes was politically motivated. They've actually said it was politically motivated. Friends, holding the line on taxes, saving you money, giving you better value, taking our city from having the highest tax rate in the province to below average was politically motivated, then let every politician of every political stripe at all levels of government right across our country be so motivated. Never in my wildest dreams did I ever imagine having to argue in favor of holding the line on taxes. I would understand and accept the criticism if we were slashing services, or if we were issuing debt to pay the bills, or if we were neglecting investments in our roads and sewers, or if we were raiding our reserves. I would accept that criticism. But we've done none of those things. We've done the opposite. While holding water on taxes, we reduced your debt from a projected $370 million to $105 million today and $98 million by 2016. We've increased your reserves from $42 million to $114 million. And for the first time in recent memory, we as a city have as much in reserves as we do in debt. We've increased capital spending. We've increased capital spending. Doubling our average annual investment from $54 million in 2003 when times were good to an annual average today of $111 million over the past 10 years on our watch. Today we are investing more on roads and sewers than back when there was a capital levy as part of your taxes. We're reducing your debt, we're increasing reserves, we're spending more on infrastructure, all while holding the line on the residential property tax. And when it comes to other property classes, we've reduced them as well. Doing the right thing and the responsible thing by you and for you. In a day and age when other cities, other levels of government are using your dollars, your savings, as an open-ended bank account to fund their budgets and their programs, we've done the opposite and broken with political tradition. How? By being balanced in our approach and responsible in our delivery. By being preoccupied with the details and the running of the business of our city, and by ensuring that we are running our programs and services as efficiently as possible. We've come a long way. We've come a long way. And we can't afford to go back to the way things used to be. We can't go back to tax and spend. We can't afford to. Not after all that we have achieved together. When we began implementing our financial plan 10 years ago, no one could have predicted the global recession of 2007 and 2008. Other cities were caught off guard. They found themselves financially strapped, limited in their response. They can only react from an unenviable position of slashing services and issuing more debt. We had more flexibility because we had planned ahead. The implementation of our plan started well ahead of the downturn. It was good planning that has helped us in our time of need. Proactive foresight rather than reactive regret. Imagine for a second if we had not done what we did. Imagine what it would be like today in our city. That average homeowner that I mentioned earlier would not be paying the same taxes as they were in 2008. And assuming a 2.5% increase per year, they would have paid $1,100 more. Windsor's property tax would have been the highest in the province and in the country. Had we not implemented the plan, our annual capital budget would have remained at $54 million. And at that level, our 10-year combined capital budget would have been less than half of the $1.23 billion that we are investing today in our roads and sewers and community. Friends, had we not done what we did, our roads would be in worse condition. Basement flooding would be a much bigger problem. Our main arena would be approaching 90 years of age. There would be no cultural hub, no new aquatics facility, no downtown redevelopment, no downtown campuses. People's first impression of Windsor would be based on an old rundown bus depot and an outdated airport. The Canberra building would still be on the city books for another 10 years, and our per capita debt would be the highest in the country. We would have never been able to leverage the federal and provincial infrastructure dollars, and we would not have been in a position to fight for, push for, and realize the dream of not just any new border crossing, but the right border crossing, one that we deserve and one that will make our region stronger and better. If we had not made those hard decisions, if we had not accomplished all this, you would have kicked me out of office, blaming me for high debt, high taxes, and a bad border fix, and lack of progress. And I would have agreed with you. We needed to make our city more affordable. We needed to make our city more attractive, to distinguish ourselves as an enticing and low-cost city for our residents, our job creators, and our investors, while at the same time offering the attractive amenities that are hallmarks of a progressive and modern community with a high quality of life. And we've been very strategic in our approach. Everything from attracting college and the university to our downtown, to the establishment of the cultural hub, to investments in every corner of this city. All of these investments are about creating a better and more vibrant community. When you look behind the bricks and mortar, you look beyond the bricks and mortar, and behind the curtain wall of the new pool, you're able to discover what this is all about. It's about giving our residents the opportunity to grow, to better themselves, providing the means for people to excel right here at home, in their community, and in their city. Several years ago, I was talking with Mike Lazaridis, a great Windsorite who founded the Perimeter Institute and was co-founder of BlackBerry. He shared his most memorable experiences growing up here in Windsor and the impact of those experiences on his personal and professional development. Mike was 5 years old when his family immigrated to Windsor in 1966. His passion and thirst for learning often had him at the Windsor Public Library. In fact, at the age of 12, he won a prize for reading every science book in the library. Our library, true story, our library provided him the opportunity to learn, to excel, and he's never forgotten that. Our libraries are gathering places for learning, where people of all ages, regardless of background or income, all have access to learn, to communicate, and to grow. And many things have changed since Mike won that library award back in 1973. But our library system and infrastructure is not. It's still here, just like it was in 1973, operating in 2013 as best as they can, unable to modernize, unable to respond to the new and growing needs of our community, and unable to shape and define what the modern municipal library of the digital age could be and should be. Today, we change that. Consistent with our council's approach to modernize our city's offering, I will be asking City Council support to transform the Windsor Public Library as requested by their board. The Windsor Public Library will be retooled to meet the new realities in the digital information age and to meet the needs of our modern community. In 2009, the Windsor Public Library developed a strategic plan that called for the initiation of a master plan for a future library facility and services delivery model. That review proposed a smaller central library, 2 larger district libraries, and an array of neighborhood libraries to best serve the community now and in the future. So when I asked the leadership of the Windsor Public Library, what would it take to modernize our service, their response was quite simple. Mayor, help us implement our plan. And help, we will. I will be recommending the council as part of the upcoming budget process to allocate $5.8 million to modernize our library system. And you won't raise your taxes. This redevelopment will follow the Windsor Public Library Board recommendations and will include further integration of the library with the City of Windsor to lower their operating costs, the relocation and right-sizing of the central library to another downtown location, the renovation and modernization of the Budimir Library, the relocation of the tired and constrained South Walkerville Library to a new modern facility as part of an expanded Optimus Community Center at Memorial Park, the opening of a new branch at Devonshire Mall, and the subsequent review of the Seminole and Remington branch after the Mall and Optimus projects are completed, and the relocation of the Sandwich Library from Brock Elementary to the newly renovated and restored Sandwich Fire Hall. This transformation will ensure that our libraries continue to serve as vital community hubs by providing modern facilities and technologies to meet the needs of the future. I believe in the Windsor Public Library's vision of a modernized system, and together we believe that these changes must be done in a fashion that recognizes the realities of our city, our history, and our future. This investment is part of our strategic and balanced approach in the development of our community and our assets.